Can you believe that beast, this monstrous guy who looks like he got hit by a bus, actually thought locking a girl up in his castle would make her fall in love with him? I mean, who looks at a girl like Belle, an independent, book-loving, bright-eyed woman, and thinks, you know what's gonna win her heart? Me forcing her to live with me forever in a creepy castle with enchanted furniture. Yeah, great idea, beast. I'm sure that's the key to true love. So, let's start at the beginning, because this story is honestly a roller coaster of weirdness. We got a spoiled, selfish prince who's living his best life, throwing lavish parties, ignoring all the old beggars in need, and basically being a jerk to anyone who's not, well, himself. So, what happens? A witch shows up, a classic case of, don't judge a book by its cover. She's like, hey, prince, I see you're a little full of yourself, so here's a magical punishment for you. You'll become a beast until someone loves you despite your, beastly appearance and soul-sucking arrogance. Well, that's an easy fix, right? Because if you're ugly and selfish, the solution is to force someone into a captive relationship where they fall in love with you while you've got horns and fur. Clearly, that's how love works. Enter Belle, the only person in the village who's like, nah, I'm good. I'd rather read my books and dream of a life beyond this small town than deal with your weirdness. Can we talk about how ridiculous this is, though? The town is literally obsessed with this weird, brash, muscle-headed guy named Gaston, who's like a human embodiment of a high school bully. He's obsessed with Belle, but not because he respects her or sees her as an equal. No, he's obsessed because she won't give him attention. Gaston's like, I'm the greatest guy in town. Why isn't Belle falling in love with me? Dude, have you seen yourself? You're basically just a walking set of muscles and bad decisions. I mean, who looks at that and says, wow, he's my soulmate? Anyway, Belle gets herself into this weird predicament because, of course, she decides to trade herself for her dad's freedom. So now she's stuck in a castle with a beast who's got anger management problems and a deep-seated need for some serious therapy. And Beast is like, I'll be a terrible host, yell at you, lock you in a tower, and generally be a huge jerk, but you'll fall in love with me eventually, right? And Belle's like, nah, I'm just gonna keep reading my books and pretending that I'm okay with all of this, while also dodging furniture that talks and candlesticks that sing. Oh, and Lumiere and Cogsworth, the two talking objects, are kind of the best part. Lumiere is a smooth-talking, French-speaking candelabra who basically wants to turn the castle into a 24/7 party, while Cogsworth is a stressed-out, uptight clock who's trying to make sure everything stays orderly. These two really carry the vibe of the film, especially with all their antics to make Belle and Beast fall in love. And then there's the whole, falling in love, thing. So, Beast doesn't look at Belle as just a prisoner anymore. He starts, caring about her, protecting her, and even teaching her about the beauty of the world beyond the castle walls. This unbelievable change happens when Belle gets to experience his sensitive side, which is mostly just him being a dork and trying to show her the library. But Belle, in one of the most absurd plot twists ever, starts to fall for him. Seriously fall for him. Why? I have no idea. Maybe it's the exquisite library he's hiding behind all the trauma and weirdness, or maybe it's the angsty charm of a monster who just needs to feel loved. Who's to say? But anyway, Belle does the thing you should never do in real life. She starts liking the guy who imprisoned her because, of course, he's this changed person who's not really all that bad deep down. And then, plot twist, Beast gets hit with the classic Disney curse and turns into a prince. How? Why? Well, turns out Belle's got that true love's kiss thing, and suddenly the ugly beast is now a handsome prince again. I guess true love can really change someone's life, even if they were a raging, self-absorbed monster before. But hold on. Let's really talk about this. Belle falls in love with him because he let her read books, didn't act like a jerk all the time, and had a library. And now that he's transformed, she's like, oh wow, you're actually the guy I love. Not the hairy beast that literally kidnapped me. Sure, Belle, whatever makes you sleep at night. Maybe next time, don't judge a book by its cover, or by its beastly appearance, when the guy's got good interior design skills. But here's the thing, Did we ever stop to ask how is it that the whole town just accepted the beast's sudden transformation? This guy was literally living in isolation for years, and everyone was just fine with him being a literal monster in the woods. What's the deal with that? And what about Gaston, the real antagonist here? I'm sorry, but the guy's obsessed with Belle in the most creepy way possible. He doesn't care about her at all, he's just mad that she's not into him. He literally tries to kill Beast to take Belle back because she won't marry him. I mean, who does that? Gaston, you're an overgrown toddler, and you're about to be outclassed by a literal beast in the battle for Belle's heart. Anyway, the moral of the story? Don't judge people by how they look, and maybe don't get locked in a castle with a guy who's half monster, half man if you're not willing to stick around for the emotional growth. But hey, at least Lumiere and Cogsworth made everything entertaining, right? So, that's Beauty and the Beast, folks, a movie about loving someone for who they really are, even if they started out as a rage-filled monster with anger issues and no social skills. But also, always check for enchanted objects before accepting dinner invitations. You never know when you'll end up dancing with a teapot.